Hello and welcome. You're watching Express News with me, Deepika, your daily half-an-hour window that brings you all the latest news and updates from the country and the world in 30 minutes. Let's begin. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the beneficiaries of PM Swanidhi scheme in New Delhi. Prime Minister also distributed loans under the scheme to 1 lakh street vendors. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also laid the foundation stone of 2 additional corridors of Delhi Metro's Phase 4 during the program. Bhutanese Prime Minister Tshering Tobgay arrived in New Delhi on Thursday for a 5-day official visit to India at the invitation of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. India's Home Minister Amit Shah dispelled all confusion and misconceptions surrounding the CAA and asserted that CAA will never be taken back. In an interview, Home Minister explained that CAA seeks to offer refuge to persecuted religious minorities from neighbouring countries and does not impact the citizenship status of Indian Muslims. Home Minister Amit Shah further gave assurance to the minorities that there is no need to fear as there is no provision in CAA to take away anyone's citizenship. A high-level committee on One Nation, One Election set up by the Indian government has submitted its report to the Indian President. The committee was formed to draw a roadmap for holding simultaneous elections at the state and centre level in India. The report, comprising of 18,626 pages, is the outcome of extensive consultations with stakeholders, experts and research of 191 days since its constitution on September 2023. The Ministry of Information and Broadcasting has taken action in coordination with various intermediaries to block 18 OTT platforms publishing obscene, vulgar and in some instances pornographic content as well. 19 websites, 10 apps, 7 on Google Play Store, 3 on Apple App Store and 57 social media accounts associated with the blocked platforms have been disabled for public access across India. Sudha Murthy, an Indian educator, author and former chairperson of the Infosys Foundation, took oath as the member of the Rajya Sabha, which is the upper house of the Indian Parliament. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar met Ireland's Minister for Enterprise, Trade and Employment, Simon Coveney, in New Delhi on Thursday. The two leaders held discussions on new areas of collaboration between India and Ireland. They also have exchanged views on Gaza and Ukraine. India's IT Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw inaugurated semiconductor major Qualcomm's new design centre at Ramanujan IT City in South Indian city of Chennai on Thursday. Qualcomm's President Cristiano Amon was also present at the event. India's Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman witnessed the Viksit Bharat Ambassador Campus Dialogue at Indian Institute of Technology in Guwahati. She also highlighted government's efforts for implementing various developmental projects in Northeast India. Chief Minister of North Indian state of Uttar Pradesh, Yogi Adityanath, inaugurated multiple development projects on Thursday. A total of 4,977 development projects were launched along with 2 private industrial development projects. The passing out parade of the 3rd batch of Agniveers at INS Chilka is set for Friday. 2,600 Agniveers, including women, will showcase their training journey. Chief of Naval Staff Admiral R. Hari Kumar will also review the post-sunset event. Delhi Airport has achieved a significant milestone by transshipping over 80 lakh kilograms of Bangladeshi cargo to international destinations in the last 1 year. To accelerate the adoption of electronic vehicles in India, the Heavy Industries Ministry has announced the Electronic Mobility Promotion Scheme 2024. The scheme will run from the 1st of April until July. Only the electric 2-wheelers and 3-wheelers are eligible for the benefits under the scheme. The move will also provide further impetus to the green mobility across India. The Indian markets ended in green on Thursday. Sensex climbed 335.39 points to close at 73,097.28. Nifty rose 148.95 points to settle at 22,146.65 points. Indian rupee fell 1 paise to settle at 82.82 against the US dollar. Gold futures maturing on the 5th of April stood at 65,795 rupees per 10 grams on Multi-Commodity Exchange of India Limited. Silver futures maturing on the 3rd of May stood at 75,477 rupees per kilogram on the MCX. The U.S. stock market indices S&P 500 and Nasdaq edged lower on Wednesday as investors took profits in chipmaker stocks. The S&P lost 0.19% and the Nasdaq composite fell 0.54%. European shares touched new record highs on Wednesday as the pan-European stock 600 rallied up by 0.2%. Britain and Texas signed a statement of cooperation which aims to strengthen the trade and economic development ties between the UK and southern US state. Britain's Business and Trade Ministry said the agreement with Texas is targeting areas such as energy, life sciences and professional services. An International Monetary Fund mission is in Pakistan for a last review of $3 billion done by arrangement. The last review, if successful, will immediately release around $1.1 billion for the economically shattered country. Weather in most of India is likely to be affected by two western disturbances that are expected to bring more rainfall, snowfall and hailstorms in certain places as per IMD's weather bulletin. IMD has also forecasted light rainfall over West Bengal and Sikkim until the 14th of March and later on 16th of March, while the Gangetic West Bengal region is expected to witness light rainfall until the 17th of March. Fresh snowfall blanketed the hills of Kulu district in India's northern state of Himachal Pradesh. The high peaks donned their wintry veil as temperatures plummeted in the region, witnessing light to heavy snowfall. Argentines grappled with intense rain's aftermath with reconstruction works. The downpour tore down rooftops and prompted authorities to declare an orange alert and cancel flights as well. The capital city metropolitan area downgraded the alert to yellow, warning of potential damages and disruption in daily life activities as rains persisted. In Bolivia's capital, La Paz, heavy rain continued unabatedly, damaging nearby houses. The water volume of the Choquiapu River also reached a police station. Heavy rain in Bolivia's capital prompted authorities to declare a state of emergency after overflowing rivers destroyed many houses over the weekend and one person also died. Wildfires raged over Chile's central port city of Valparaiso on Wednesday. Firefighters are working to put out the blaze. This comes a month after deadly wildfires devastated central Chile in early February. At least 133 people died in the February fires. Surfers braved the cold waters to ride a large surge wave down Britain's River Severn. It has been reported as the largest possible pour of the year. India has once again called for reforms in the UNSC on urgent basis. India's permanent representative to the United Nations, Ruchira Kamboj, said United Nations need to evolve to avoid obsolescence and irrelevance. Turkey and Iraq are due to hold talks in Baghdad on Thursday amid strained ties over security and energy issues. Israeli lawmakers on Wednesday gave their final approval to an amended 2024 state budget to fund its operations against Hamas. Israel has announced that it will try to flood Gaza with humanitarian aid from a variety of entry points, ensuring that aid coming in by sea will benefit the Palestinian civilians in Gaza and not Hamas. Russia claimed to have successfully intercepted and shot down 58 Ukrainian drones on Wednesday. Russia warned on Wednesday that the conflict in Ukraine could spin out of control due to the ill-considered actions of one or two NATO countries. Russian President Vladimir Putin urged the voters on Thursday, including those in annexed regions of Ukraine, to unite in shaping Russia's future by participating in this week's presidential election, where he is expected to secure victory. European Union agreed on Wednesday to provide a $5.48 billion aid to Ukraine as part of a revamp of an European Union-run assistance fund. Voters in Senegal will cast their ballots on the 24th of March after weeks of turmoil due to President Macky Sall's attempt to postpone the presidential elections. A Georgia judge has dismissed some of the charges against former U.S. President Donald Trump and his allies in the Georgia election interference case. The U.S. House of Representatives on Wednesday approved a bill requiring TikTok's Chinese parent company, ByteDance, to sell its U.S. assets within 6 months or risk a ban. China responded to the situation with the Foreign Ministry spokesperson calling the bill an act of bullying in a press briefing. At least 16 members of the Orange County Sheriff's Office were injured on Wednesday following an explosion during an exercise in California. U.S. Secretary of Commerce Gina Raimondo met Thailand's Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Parnpree Bahiddha-Nukara in Bangkok on Thursday to deepen business ties in areas of manufacturing, supply chain, resiliency and more. Gunmen who kidnapped 286 students and staff from a school in northern Nigeria last week has demanded a total of 1 billion naira, that is equivalent to $620,000, for their release. The border guard Bangladesh personnel recovered the body of a man with 40 gold bars weighing 5.2 kilograms from the Ichamoti River in Jessore district of Bangladesh. A group of plaintiffs rejoiced on Thursday after Japan's court said that a ban on same-sex marriage is unconstitutional. Venezuelan opposition presidential candidate Maria Corina Machado on Wednesday accused President Nicolas Maduro of trying to sabotage the country's upcoming July presidential election. Neophyte, patriarch of the Bulgarian Orthodox Church, has died at the age of 78. The Archbishop suffered a long illness and died as a result of multiple organ failure on Wednesday. World Kidney Day is being observed across the world today. The day emphasizes the importance of kidney health, raising awareness about disease prevention and treatment. SpaceX's Starship is set for its third uncrewed test launch on Thursday. SpaceX hopes the craft will carry it farther than the first two flights launched last year. Mounted atop the Super Heavy rocket booster, the spacecraft will lift off from SpaceX's Starbase site on the Gulf of Mexico near Boca Chica in Texas. Amidst corals getting negatively affected due to climate change, a study from United States institution said that coral larvae is more likely to settle within areas close to sounds emanating from healthy coral. Scientists released results from a study that placed underwater speaker systems playing healthy reef sounds next to degraded corals. The study was carried out on the southern coast of St. John in the United States Virgin Islands. The number of the largest trees on Earth, giant sequoias, are rising in the United Kingdom as per researchers. Its growing rate in the UK is now nearly equivalent to those found in their native range in the US state of California. Introduced to British country estates as a 19th century status symbol, there are now an estimated 500,000 sequoias compared with 80,000 in California's Sierra Nevada mountains. Nepal is celebrating festival of the Pankara Buddha, also known as Yala Etilhan Samyak, in many cities of Kathmandu today, that is observed once in every 12 years. The 2-day-long, centuries-old tradition is held on a large open ground where hundreds of idols of the Pankara Buddha are assembled for worship. The festival is organized to honor the Pankara Buddha, who predicted Lord Sakyamuni Buddha's enlightenment in the previous lifetime. Vietnam's Dien Bien province presented the Legend of UVA show as part of the opening activities for National Tourism Year 2024. The event provided audiences with an enthralling and immersive experience. The event aims to offer visitors new, unique and compelling experiences and is expected to become a distinct tourist product of the province. Paul Alexander, a North Texas man who lived in an iron lung for most of his life, has died aged 78. He was diagnosed with polio in 1952 at just 6 years old, paralyzing him from the neck down and unable to breathe on his own. Doctors put Paul Alexander in an iron lung, a mechanical respirator that controls the air pressure around his body to help his lungs expand. Business has improved for horse riders in India's Kashmir after fresh snowfall brought tourists to the region. Welcoming the fresh snow and renewed business, one of the horse riders said that there has been a significant rise in employment across the region. Scientists and experts link the unusual dry spell over winter in India's Kashmir to the El Nino weather phenomena affecting various parts of the world. Singer-songwriter Dua Lipa has unveiled the title and cover art of her upcoming album called Radical Optimism. According to media reports, it is her third studio album consisting of 11 tracks that will be released on the 3rd of May. Organizers of music festival Lollapalooza have issued their performers lineup in Berlin this year. Singers Sam Smith, Niall Horan and K-pop star 17 are among the headliners for this year's festival. Makers of The Batman Part 2 starring Robert Pattinson have postponed the film's release dated 2nd of October 2026. Makers of Venom franchisee has finally given an official title to their next release as Venom: The Last Dance. It will hit the theatres on 25th of October this year. Actor Robin Bernard, best known for her role in General Hospital, has passed away at the age of 64. Italian fashion house Versace has announced on Wednesday that Cillian Murphy will front a new Versace Icons Men campaign. British singer Ed Sheeran, who is in India for his gig, met actor Shah Rukh Khan on Wednesday. During their meet, the Indian superstar did his iconic signature pose with the singer. Indian actor Sumit Vyas is all set to don the director's hat with the upcoming show titled Raat Jawaan Hai, featuring Barun Sobti, Anjali Anand and Priya Bapat. Makers of Ajay Devgan starrer De De Pyar De 2 will release on the 1st of May next year. The shooting will begin in June this year. In India's domestic cricket tournament, Mumbai clinched the Ranji Trophy title for record 46nd time when it defeated Vidarbh by 169 runs. Two-time Olympic medalist PV Sindhu lost to world number 1 An Se-young by 19-21, 11-21 in the second round of women's singles match at All England Badminton Open in Birmingham. Atletico Madrid has reached the quarter-finals of the Champions League after ousting Inter Milan on penalties. Inter Milan threw away a 2-goal advantage. Another team that has reached the Champions League quarter-finals is the Borussia Dortmund that secured a 2-0 victory over PSV Eindhoven. Real Madrid winger Brahim Diaz was named in Morocco's squad after deciding to represent the North African team rather than Spain. In English Premier League, Luton Town squandered a 3-goal lead to lose by 4-3 at Bournemouth. They blew their chance to climb out of the relegation zone with this. American tennis player Emma Navarro stunned world number 2 Arina Sabalenka by 6-3, 3-6 and 6-2 to record the biggest victory of her career and reach the quarterfinals of the Indian Wells for the first time. American third seed Coco Gauff had no issues progressing to the last stage of the Indian Wells, dispatching Belgian Elise Martinez by 6-0 and 6-2. Holger Rune rallied from a set down and saved a match point to defeat former champion Taylor Fritz by 2-6, 7-6, 6-3 to reach the Indian Wells quarterfinals. And Casper Ruud ended Frenchman Gael Monfils' run with a 3-6, 7-6, 6-4 victory and placed Tommy Paul after the American brought Luca Nardi back down to the earth. And that's all for this edition of DD India Express News. But let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can connect with us on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram. We will be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I am Deepika Mehtu, and from all of us here in Delhi, thank you so much for watching Express News. Namaskar.